Good evening, folks. So, just a quick one. I think we'll start calling these poolside postulations. You know, I love me some memetics, and alliteration is key. Anyway, I'm listening to Tucker's latest with Laura Delano, or Laura Delano, don't know how she pronounces her name. A very nice lady. She's out of Connecticut. And she's talking about her battle with depression and the big pharma complex and the revolving door of just dumping meds on people because they're depressed, and then they label them bipolar or manic depressive or blah blah blah, that laundry list of bullshit. And so this woman did decades. She got tagged as a teenager. She was 14 when they sent her in to get her looked at, and she's exceedingly intelligent. She's very high IQ, would be my guess. But she finally broke out of the pharmaco-medical industrial complex and got her life back together and returned to, for lack of a better term, normalcy. She's become a normal, happy human being. But she's on Tucker, and she does 2 hours with him, and it's really, really interesting. But the reason we're doing this video is I sweat my ass off out here, and it's only 102, but man, something odd is going on in the weather. Video for another time. She brings up the most valid point that we have brought up before and we will bring up again. And this is also a thing for addiction. As much as I hate to admit it, because you know what a grumpy old bastard I am, we're social animals and we need social contact, and we need to be in social groups. We need to be with other people. We need to bounce ideas and make jokes and have fun and maybe have an argument, but we need social stimulation. We cannot be an island unto ourselves, as it were. So there's a show called Alone. And in the first season, the guy that wins did 93 days by himself. 93 days out on an island or something out in the middle of nowhere. The show's interesting. It's a survivalist show. But this guy starts to crack probably 75, 80 days in. Think about that. Let's say 75. 2.5 months of no contact with anyone else, and he starts to slip gears. And by the time they finally pull him out of there, he's showing it. That's why solitary confinement, like they did to the Jan 6ers, because people are evil and they mean. Get me started. But solitary confinement is extremely detrimental to your mental health. We need outside contact and stimulation to flourish as beings. And so we saw a lot of this during the pandemic lockdowns where people couldn't get out, and thank God some people did this kind of crap, right? Where somebody would at least come out and talk to you on the fucking internet. But it's just absolutely frightening how much we're seeing the blowback in society now. And the most frightening part is the children. Because, I'm a boomer. I'm old. We got thrown, you see, well, we're millennials. Millennials? Xers? I'm going to guess Xers. Well, we got thrown out of the house and told not to come home until the lights were on. Yeah, well, you learned that from us. because that was us that started that one. Get out of the house. Come home for lunch and get the hell out of the house again. And when it gets dark, you come home. If you're not home by the time it's dark, you were home by the time it was dark. Trust me. Neither here nor there. When we would go out, all the kids were out. Everyone. There's no helicopter parenting when I was growing up. It was village parenting. If your friend's mother caught you fucking around doing something stupid, man, you got at least 2 beatings. One from her and one from yours. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way we raise healthy children. Now we have children who spent 2-3 years unable to go out there. And then you throw the helicopter parenting on top of it from the generation that's, oh, Jimmy can't get hurt. Jimmy can get hurt, okay? We fell off monkey bars and broke shit, and it taught you important things like a broken arm hurts, but it ain't gonna kill you. Eat the pain and suck it up, Buttercup. Nowadays, these guys pop a pimple and they friggin' break down and, I need medication. You smack upside the head. But to get back on track, because God forbid we ever go in a straight line, she raises the really, really salient point. And one of the big things they learned in addiction is that these people will continue to spiral down because they get labeled as addicts. They get shunned from society. They wind up down this path where all they can do is self-medicate. Sounds a lot like shrinks just writing you scripts because nobody wants to be around the crazy person. Hold on a second. What does that one say? Yeah, screw loose. If your screws are tight, man, you need to loosen up because you're in the wrong friggin' channel. But people need social groups. And I don't care. I don't think it matters who your social group is. If you're one of these people that's like shut in and you have no friends, you need to get out there, man. You need to join a mushroom hunting club. Or if you're drinking too much, go to AA. Or if you're heavily religious, there's lots of Bible study groups. If you love music, and I love music, and it pains me to see what's happened to music in the last 15-20 years, and there's nothing but crap out there. Go see a show. Well, I don't want to go by myself. I've gone to plenty of concerts by myself. There's a lot of bands I like, nobody else does. I fucking go, because you know what? There's people there who do like it. Maybe you'll find somebody to not even hook up with. Maybe you'll find somebody that you can sit and bullshit with through the show. Maybe after the show you get a beer. Could be a friend. Could just be 2 ships in the night. You need, I need, we need, crazy batshit dog needs. She's worse than I am. But we need to be in social circles. We need to be out there. We need to be touching base with other human beings. That's what I got. I'm not going to tell you that SSRIs and antidepressants and the laundry list of toxic chemicals they pump into your body are a bad thing. Sometimes they help. It's the truth. Sometimes they do. So Ms. Delano is telling us that living on them for decades was detrimental to her. Okay, anecdotes, sample size of 1, and that's fine. And recognize people for what they tell you. But don't be shut in, man. What the fuck are you being a shut in for? Well, you know what? You're always going to have a shitty outlook on life if you don't pull your head out of your ass. That's just the way it works. So, nut up. Get up. Bathe. go see some nobody band that's playing at the local bar down the street, or go to a poetry reading, or go to the art museum, or go whatever makes you fucking happy. Get out of your house. Be around other people. Okay? Just be careful which people you're around. I'm not saying you need to go out and join any of these crazy batshit rallies, but that might be your thing too. It's on you, man. I would say no. No, that's a bad idea. But get out, Trump rallies. I can't tell you how many people, the Indian guy I work with, Nick, good guy, he went to a Trump rally. He said he had a blast. He never had so much fun in his life. You know why? Because there were a bunch of other people there, and they were all in a good mood, and they were all having a good time. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like going to a concert. Just saying. I'm not saying go to a big giant arena show. Fuck that. But you know what? Live music has always been my thing. I love live music. That's what me and Angus do all the time. We go out to shows, although pickings have been sparse out here of late. Arizona's a tough town. It comes in waves. We get years of great shows and we get years of shit. It's this. Hopefully this helps. Okay? If it helps, excellent. If it doesn't help, then you're doing fine and you didn't need this advice anyway, but thanks for coming by and watching. I appreciate it. Hello, Buzzy. Buzzy the hummingbird's back. Thanks for coming by and watching anyway. I appreciate you spending a little time with me and the batshit dogs. I'll catch you on the next one. You guys have been breaking my balls to put more content up, so here's more content. It might not be topical or political or hard-hitting, but it's shit you need to hear, and that's why I am known as Beer and Gear and things you need to hear. All right, fuckers. Love you. Catch you on the next one. Skull.